I crunched the numbers on Jayden through the 4 complete games he played.
Mm-hmm.
He was not as good as last year. Last year he was outrageous. This year he was just regular good.
Mm-hmm.
He could 7 touchdowns against 2 turnovers, 63% completion, 220 yards per game, another 45 rush yards per game, about 5 yards per carry. He was good. Now, last year he was a top 5 quarterback. Those numbers this year, top 12. It's not great, but he only played 4 games, and in the 4 games he played, probably had Terry on the field once?
Yeah.
Twice? I think there's a lot
of factors go into that.
My thing, of my list of concerns for 26, if you want to now say Jayden's durability, okay. Like that's availability is the best ability, right?
Yeah.
And that's part of it. But of my concerns for 2026, Jayden Daniels' level of play doesn't crack the top 30. Like what we saw his rookie season, what we saw in spurts this second season, was somewhere between good to great. And I will bank on that for next year.
Yeah, I'm with that. I just think that if the season were to start and Terry was already there and everything like that, we might be having a whole different conversation at this point. But it didn't. And I think the whole thing with Terry, and I think management has to look at stuff they did too. You got to look at how when you messed up chemistry, what happened to this football team. And they got to take that into effect as they move forward. Sometimes, just going out there being hard and you don't get the right chemistry going, you can have some messed up stuff. Because that offense has never hit its full stride, especially early in the season. They never got into a rhythm that we expected. It's like they were chasing the whole time. Sometimes like they were trying to force togetherness or whatever. When it wasn't there, that has to be worked upon. So moving forward, that has to be taken into consideration.
Phone lines are open. Let's go to G in Arlington. G, what do you think about shutting Jayden down?
Well, y'all forgive me for the float. I think Jayden should have been shut down a long time ago when he had the brace on his knee. I actually think they should have basically just kept him out the game until the brace could come off and what have you, because you could tell when he was running out of the pocket, he really wasn't himself. And let's look at this, too.
So you wanted to shut him down. The knee thing happened against Green Bay. I mean,
right. Well,
he came back against the Chargers.
Out of for the whole season. I just mean we shouldn't have put him back in until he was fully ready. I just think
that Chargers game, his first game back after that, was probably his best game of the year.
Yeah, but you know what, though, JP? Brian, you would attest to this, too. Doc was right, man. You got to have somewhat of a running game with him as well, man. And I can't say our running game was on top of anything. And we pass more than we predominantly run.
I'm not trying to be annoying to you, dude, but
no, you good.
The Chargers game was the best running game they had. Bill was Rookie of the Week. I think he went for like 130 in that game.
Yeah, but JP,
I'm being specific to that game, but
you know that. Yeah, I know. You know what I'm talking about. I mean, game to game. The other thing is I think we need to implement the babies in a little bit more. What I mean by that, the rookies like Lane, and see what they had. I watch a lot of good teams. They'll put players in that you've never heard of before, and usually they'll do it against us. And they'll have some type of a great game. But I just think we need to, like the tight ends, I think they needed to go in the game a little more. I think we need to try second string and third string wideouts to see what they had. And, a lot more of the running game. Maybe next year would be great, but shout out to the veterans. And I understand what Dan was doing. He was trying to build a winner here, and he did. It's only his second year here. So I can't really be that hard on him. But, yeah, I would say that we may need to look at defensive coordinator for next year. And maybe even him calling the defensive plays. But overall, I think we're going to be okay, man. I think we're going to be okay. I would just hope the fans just give them some time and get Jayden some time. He wants to play, but sometimes we can be our own worst enemy, man. So, yeah, the shutdown was a good shutdown. Yep.
All right, brother.
That's where
Appreciate your call.
I thank you.
Thanks for the call,
time.
dude.
All right, man.
I just looked this up. I think you'd be surprised by the rushing stats this year. I'm kind of surprised by them.
What do you mean?
They're fourth in the NFL.
They're fourth in the
in
NFL in
yards.
rushing.
And so you want to maybe dismiss that because you got quarterbacks that run. Seventh in the NFL in rushing attempts.
Know what I would like to see, though? I think if you just pull, like, to get a true assessment, pull the quarterback's runs out of there and look at the runs in the first half and the second half.
Sure. I mean, you'd like to dig deeper.
That would be drastic.
I think one
which I don't like.
From the surface level stats that kind of stands out is fourth in the NFL in rush yards, seventh in rush attempts. So they are running a fair amount. But that number drops to 15th in rushing touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, I mean, really the most egregious play sequencing of the season was at the goal line in Minnesota, where you went second and goal from the 2, 3 straight pass plays. You know what I mean? And that might be reflected there.
Yeah.
They have run the ball fairly effectively. To really do that, they've run the ball 401 times. Help me with this math, B.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so 401 carries as a team. Marcus accounts for – where are you at, Marcus? Marcus has run the ball 49 times and Jayden 58. So that's 110, right? 107.
294.
294 carries. I mean, if we really want to back this out. So Marcus has run for 298, Jayden for 278. So that's a little less than 600. Call it 575, something like that. Probably 585 is closer to right. So if you take out the quarterback carries and yardage, you're at 294 for about 1450. That would rank way differently. Now, a lot of those quarterback runs are designed, so it's not like it's all scrambles, but those numbers would skew different. We'll keep the phone lines going. We're going to keep the phones going the whole last hour here. Let's go to our guy Telly in D.C. What's up, Telly?
What's up, Telly?
To the Redskins, BMitch, JP, what's happening, man? What's popping?
Telly, how are you, bud?
Man, I'm great, man. Hey, look, I'm cool with the shutdown. For one, I think the shutdown is good because you don't want to. So this is your QB, and you don't want to mortgage your future on an injury because of the lack of play calling or the lack of protection that's given to Jayden and the lack of protection that Jayden gives to himself. If you look at this past game, to me, this was a similar game that I've been actually calling for even last season. You know, even when Jayden was, quite fortunate to even play and survive a lot of those hits that he was taking last year. This year it took a toll on him. And I don't care if he was big as Cam Newton or whatever. Any quarterback taking that type of punishment is bound to be injured, regardless of his body frame. But when you have a play caller that called the game he did this last weekend, this past game, where it wasn't just one dimensional, where the defense just pin their ears back and just go after the quarterback because he in shotgun 95% of the time of the game. They switched it up. You had different formations, and I think that's the remedy going forward in developing your quarterback is having that strong run game, and then having the game slowed down because the defense is expecting that run game. And then you have JD with his skill set. The game slowed down. He can see the field, and he can make those reads and make those runs that's opening up to him. But until Cliff Kingsbury get it together which I don't think he's going to change because we done seen that in the past. We will hope that the offensive mind will go ahead and change their game plan. I don't think he's going to change. But until we get an OC in here that will cater to that type of offense, then we going to see the same old. Hell to Redskins, brothers. Y'all be easy.
All right, brother.
Thanks,
Appreciate
man.
you, man.
I got to say, like, I think the fan base is so down on Cliff. I think Cliff needs some of the same grace Dan Quinn is getting. Offensively, they've been injured all year, too. And not having Terry, I think we've seen as impacts this offense in a tremendous way.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I'm saying that because I think folks need to be realistic. I think it's quite possible Cliff is back. Now, he's not going to get paid by Arizona this year, so they'll have to – my guess is his contract probably expires. And I do think he'll get some head coaching looks.
Mm-hmm.
But don't you think it's certainly possible Cliff is back?
Yeah, I don't see I'm leaving unless some college job pops up. I just don't look at the pro job right now popping up for him. And I believe that if he's back, it would be something more at the college level.
You think?
Yeah. I mean, if he's not back, it'll be something at the college level. But then coming back, he's going to have to enhance this offense a little bit because it gets to a point where you're looking at certain down and distance and you know what's coming. And I listen, I have watched this year cornerbacks jump those damn bubble screens.
The bubble screens.
If they are jumping them like that, there were times when people, if they don't just get nicked, they're coming to pick and go. If they are running past the blocker before the blocker gets set, they know it's coming. So that has to be changed up. I told you a long time ago, I'm looking for a blocker to just act like they blocking and slip past the guy. We haven't done it yet, but I have seen that play work over and over again, especially when guys start jumping it. And if you do it one time, I promise you they won't be jumping it again. Then it's more effective. So if you don't do any counter to what you're doing all the time, what it does is make people feel like like when you see the cornerbacks who the receivers come at them and they sit flat-footed because they know you running a damn dig or you running an out. You are not running past me, and I can just break on wherever you go. So until he does something to make them have to think twice, they're gonna keep jumping at those routes like that.
Well, one thing you've called for some time is something off of that wide receiver screen, and we just really haven't seen that. You know what I mean? Like,
listen, and I would have to believe they have it somewhere in their arsenal. I would have to believe that.
It's never arrived.
Yeah. So
let's keep the phone lines going. Dom is in Chicago. Dom, what's up,
Dom?
dude?
How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing fantastic, man. I want to tell you this, man. I'm glad Jayden, I respect the decision of the organization. They see what's happening, and they're going to protect them. And for the cause to say Jayden take all these hits, maybe I'm not seeing the same game they see. I mean, he gets hit like it's football. It's not like he's getting blown up. He's not taking these solid impacts like a Cam Newton and a Herbert, So for that part, and the callers that keep calling in and say, hey, man, I've been telling y'all, you remember I told you, we don't care what y'all called in and said because JP and Brian ain't going to remember that. You talk to a million daggone callers. So, when you say, I've been telling y'all all year, I told you, nobody remember that but you. So keep that, all right? And only call opinion I respect, Doc, JP, and Brian. And you could tell the ones that's listening to Doc, and then they call back to you, and they preaching the gospel. We know where that came from.
Yeah.
So be original. Keep it to yourself. Let Doc educate you. Let Brian educate you, but don't call back and hit them with the same garbage, man.
Appreciate you calling, man.
Appreciate your call.
Yeah. What's up, Tom? Go ahead.
Kingsbury.
Yeah.
I think he's morphing now. We can see that. We can see that running game coming, but I don't think he want to unload it. You may not like this. It might be what they call a dry tank. You know what I mean? It's like a low-key tank. I'm running my game. But I really don't want to look like I'm giving up, but I'm playing. You know what I mean? Selective calling. but he's putting all this in his memory bank. So I think you're going to see a different football team next year, as far as offense wise.
All right, man.
Appreciate it, man.
I sure hope so.
Thanks for the call, Tom.